Welcome back. You're watching Breakfast at Dawn. Now, Pakistani fashion critics are a notoriously tough bunch to please, but they are saying that the new CEO of Pakistan's Fashion Council, Ayesha Tammy Haq, has changed the face of Pakistani fashion with last week's events. Fashion Pakistan Week. The world was clamoring after the story and was waxing lyrical about Pakistan's beautiful fashion models, as they said. It is Iqbal Day today, and when we think of our identity, it's important to look at Pakistanis who are projecting this country and its ideals in positive ways. For all that, I have with me the dynamic CEO of Pakistan Fashion Council, Ayesha Tammy Haq. Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast at Dawn. It's so great to have you here.
It's great to be here, albeit in the middle of the night.
Maybe middle of the night for you.
Honestly, I haven't slept in weeks, so if I collapse on camera or sound completely idiotic,
but it'll be very dramatic, so it's wonderful, which goes with fashion. So it's really great. I want to congratulate you for what you've managed to do. It's really wonderful.
It's been amazing.
The whole world basically was just out with this story. Everybody wanted the pictures, and you managed to get them through. That's great.
I have great contacts with the international media. I have to say, they were fabulous. And I think I just made 2 phone calls or 3 phone calls to people and said, look, this is what we're doing. And everybody arrived. There were journalists from Norway and Sweden and Australia and, I mean, everywhere. You had the regulars, Washington, New York, London, Paris, Rome. But then you had out-of-the-way kind of people.
Right.
So we had global coverage. And I got a call from Islamabad. They said, thank you for changing the headline on Pakistan.
That's so great.
That was great. That was just brilliant.
Because that's what everybody identifies Pakistan with, is you know, this kind of the stories that one normally sees with terror and all of this stuff. But now everybody's talking about something else, and that's. But you know, there's a lot of talk about defiance and so on. Do you think that this effort was that for you?
No, it wasn't defiance. You know, it wasn't set out to be defiance, but it is defiance. I mean, we didn't go out there and say, all right, we're going to do this event because this is our motive. Our motive is to promote an industry. And in that promotion of an industry, if you're standing up against something that seeks to bring you down, you can call it defiance, you can call it whatever you like, but it's like somebody saying, how could you run the steel mill? You know, fashion is a very big industry, and you have to treat it like one.
I just want to point out that we are showing pictures from Fashion Pakistan Week, and the credit for these pictures go to Tappu Javeri. He was a photographer of these photographs that you're seeing right now. Beautiful clothes.
This is Athar Hafiz.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's won the award to go to Dubai.
Oh, has he?
Athar and Sabine, yes.
And who's off to Miami?
The Miami award will be announced very soon. But we uploaded all the shows, and they've been sent to the Miami International Fashion Week. Their head, Beth Sobol, is reviewing them all, and she's going to announce a winner. This is Nomi Ansari, I think.
That's right. That's
amazing.
Nomi Ansari. Yeah, he did this whole goth look. You know, one of the things that I noticed in the whole scene was that a lot of designers did a lot of black, they did a lot of grey, they did veils, they did, you know, this very dramatic kind of stuff, a lot of militant kind of,
and a lot of military.
Yes, which was very interesting, which says something about how designers are affected by society.
Yeah, we all are. You know, we have to live in the times that we live in. We have to actually live in them. And if you look at carpet weavers, for example, you know, remember the Afghan war, they were weaving in tanks and Kalashnikovs and things like that.
That's right.
So it's the same, or, you know, with fashion. If you look at textbooks, they'll reflect, you know, the times you live in. So fashion definitely reflects the times you live in.
And do you think that, you know, there's a tougher kind of audience which is here, which is Pakistan's, you know, own fashion critics, and for them to be won over is not an easy task.
You know, it's the sheer talent that has won them over, and also I think the way the whole thing was done, it went off without a glitch, other than the electricity, which switched off without fail every single day.
Oh no!
You know, we tried to you know, run it between load shedding and things like that, but you can't predict when they're going to switch off the electricity. So you'd have these momentary pauses where the electricity would go off, but we had everything in place for that. You know that it's going off at some point, so you're not going to kill the music, you're not going to kill anything. But So, you know, we put stuff in place. But I think that was the only glitch, that the electricity went off.
But, you know, that's also amazing that you have these, you know, these obstacles and these issues. After all, it is a third world country, and, you know, so you have these...
Developing.
Third world, that's the fact.
We're developing. If you looked at our fashion, you would have said first world. And if you had seen that ramp and the
lights,
the lighting,
the
the music, everything. If you know, people like Rizwan and Tapu and Deepak and Maheen, they were there 24 hours a day, you know, for about a week before putting it together. And it was absolutely, you know, their effort that made it so slick and professional and beautiful. People just gasped when they walked in.
I have to say, it was. Do you think that it was a little bit of okay? That's also some some of the pictures that we're seeing, from the Fashion Week. Do you think that the experience in Milan also influenced?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because Milan is the first time Pakistanis have gone on, you know, onto the international ramp in a real way. I'm not talking about having a fashion show for a benefit or at an embassy or some sort of private gala. But this is up against the world's best. You know, you're competing against Giorgio Armani, for heaven's sakes. You know, people like that, Valentino, they're all there. So, and then it's everybody. Whether you're Giorgio Armani or Rizwan Beg or Deepak or, you know, any big fashion house, Chanel, anybody. You have the same ramp, the same lights, the same choreography, the same everything, you know. So that's what we tried to do here. We gave everybody the same. It didn't matter who you were, whether you were an absolutely brand new starting designer or you were someone who'd been around for 30 years. You got the same model, same ramp, same light, same everything.
That's fantastic. Well, we're going to take a quick break right here, but we'll be right back. This is Breakfast at Dawn. We've got Ayesha Tammy Haq with us, so do stay with us.